So today I'm going to start with the very new and very fresh topic of Carnatic War. There are the three important wars, the series of Carnatic War 1, 2 and 3 that I will be discussing in the coming lectures also. But before starting that, let's revise what we have discussed earlier. We started with the Portuguese, how they came to India, what were their initial policies and how they got declined. Then we have discussed about the Dutch people, how they came to India, what were the policy and how and why they declined, and the same we have discussed about the English people, how they came to India and what were their policy, but they never got declined in India, but they remained in India for next 200 years. And after Britishers, the another colony that came to India, that were the French. In the previous lecture, we have discussed what were the reason, like how they come to understand that now we have to make a government company, and they came to India initially and let us settle a very important city in India, that's the Pondicherry, and or we can say Puducherry. Very four important ports they are still here in India, that is been established by the this French people only. And now very important topic, that's a Carnatic War. It's very important topic not only from the UPSC ICS perspective point of view, but also from the other exams if you are preparing for any exam of SSC or something like that, because there are the number of facts that is been covered in all these three wars, 1, 2 and 3 of Carnatic Wars. So a number of facts has been covered. That's why it may be somehow confusing if you want to understand the very much background of that. So I request you kindly pay attention and start making notes along with the video. Okay, so let's start it. First, that's a Carnatic War that was started in 1746 to 1748. Before that, French people came to India, and for further information, you can watch my earlier video. You may understand that. So, what was the reason of the war? See, at that time, I told you in the previous video also, the empire of Mughals that got declined, because after this person Aurangzeb, there were only few emperor they came to India, but they were not like there a number of emperor came to India, but they were not very much what I will say effective one. Although there was a emperor, his name was Farooq Farooq Shahir. He was somehow effective, but not after, not even a single emperor. Even Akbar second came to India, but he was not at all very much influential for Indian any kind of practices of kingdom. So that's why the decline of Mughals had started, we can say, after Aurangzeb, and that created a hollowness in India. Because of decline of Mughals, it created a hollowness in India, and because of that hollowness, because it's the natural theory. If there is something vacuum, something is need to be filled into that. So because of that hollowness, everybody want the main throne of India. So there was a regular battle, regular small battle, regular small treaties, regular small regular secret treaties were there. So there was dispute among the local kings and the outsider. Let's say Englishers and the Dutch. Let's say Englishers and the French. Let's say Englishers and the Portuguese. Initially, and then Englishers and the Dutch after that. And there is a dispute among the local kings. Local kings were fighting with each other, because earlier the only Mughal was there, and other, yeah, few only small princely states were there, and most of the area acquired by the this Mughal emperors. So it was very difficult for the small princely state to go against the Mughal emperor. That's why things remain anyhow very much in managed way. But after decline of this Mughal emperor, everybody start covering the hollowness that occurred in Indian this feudal system at that time of history. So local king start getting any kind many kind of disputes. That also a reason for this Carnatic War. And another reason was the Austria. There was a king of Austria, and he was not having any son. So later on, he created a law. If you have the daughter, still she can have the throne. And he also did so. He gave throne of the Austria to her daughter, but that was actually later on what else protested, widely protested by many of the countries of near areas. So and later everybody wanted to have the Austria in their pocket. So Austria is also the reason of war between French and English people. So Austria remained the center of dispute between the English and French. I told you a law made by the Austria king. That is not important. What is the name of the law and who was the king and who was the queen after that, who got the throne. That is not important from our this examination perspective. Still, you like to know, go and search it, Google it. Okay. So Austria remained the center of dispute between Englishers and the French people. So that was the reason. That was the important reason. So that was the background of this whole war. Decline of Mughals, dispute among the local king and the outsiders, and Austria remained the protagonist, the center between Englishers and the French. Then what was the immediate cause? Just after that, what was the immediate cause? There was a person whose name was Captain Burnett from England. He actually seized few ships of the French in Pondicherry and felt that now I am more somehow important. And later on, they definitely retaliated it. There was a person, his name was uh, Bourdonnais. La Bourdonnais, he was the admiral from the Mauritius. He came to India. Actually, Mauritius was also the colony of French at that time. So he came to India and he retaliated whatever seize has done by the French people. So this person, La Bourdonnais, he actually seized the area of Madras. Not only the ship but also the land area. He started seizing and he seized that area of Madras. So he did so. So definitely that was the immediate cause. So initially the Englishers poke it, and this is how they retaliated. The French people, they retaliated, they captured, they seized the area of Madras. Then Britishers, and see, very important thing I would like to make you understand here, Britishers never came in front in any war. They always put some dummy for them who actually fought the war, but they always remained in the background. You will see in further wars also, maybe the like after the Carnatic War, there are the number of war that has been discussed in the Indian this modern history. So every time when you will see very, what I will say, clever policy of the Britain, they never remain in the front chair. They always remain in the background, and front chair actually been derived by some of the Indian only. So they did it in very what I will say, very clever way. And in this case also, Britishers, it may be the possibility Britishers can directly attack on them, but they didn't do that, and they asked help from the Nawab of Carnatic, that was Anwaruddin. So he was the Carnatic Nawab, and they asked help from the Anwaruddin, and they said ki in the area of yours of Karnataka, some of the this foreigners came and they actually captured our area of Madras. Now it would not be possible for us that from tomorrow we will pay you whatever you are asking to us. It may be taxes or anything. So they made Anwaruddin understand that because of your important reign in this area, because of your important army, how could somebody can capture any area of yours? So Anwaruddin, they like went to Anwaruddin. Later on, what was the result they faced? Anwaruddin ordered Dupleix. Now this is very important name. I request you kindly keep it in mind, because in further there is only one very important, what I would say, governor of French who came to India and remained very much into the history of India. Not only in India but history of this Western world also, the Dupleix, because of the policies, the kind of nature, the kind of what I will say, aura of this person, the belief in himself, he that all these things made him a great leader. Great leader not only for the French but also an example for the other people. Those came to India, and still in many, what I'll say, motivation slogans, many kind of slogan and a number of written material has been used in the name of Dupleix only. It's a very important name, and he's very successful leader also. He was the governor of French, and they ordered to return it back. Whatever you took from English, just return it back. And what Dupleix said and what Dupleix agreed to give it to Carnatic Nawab. To whom he want to give? He wanted to give to Carnatic Nawab, not to Britishers, but on a condition that it would not give it back to the English, to the Britishers. So what happened? Initially, the Britishers attacked or seized few ships in Puducherry, first thing. Then second thing, what happened? Later, the French people retaliated and acquired, seized few area of Madras. Then what happened? English were never came into the picture directly, but Anuruddin, who was the Nawab of this area of Carnatic, he came to the picture, and Anuruddin ordered to Dupleix, he was the governor of French at that time, to return it back whatever you took from the British army. And on the order of Anuruddin, the Dupleix also got agree. Okay, I am ready to give it back to you, to Anuruddin, to the Nawab of Carnatic, and to you only, but on a single condition, on a single promise, that you would not give it back to the Britishers. You would keep it remain with you. So somehow Anuruddin felt it very insulted. How an outsider could not accept his word? How could an outsider retaliate his words? So he felt insulted and took the revenge, and thought to took the revenge, and finally the battle of Carnatic, or we can say battle of Saint Thome. This is the important name. The battle of Saint Thome actually fought on the bank of river Aydgar, Adyar. Adyar is still a river in Tamil Nadu. You can search it. Just under the Chennai, there is a river of this Adyar. So on the back of this river, there was a battle of Saint Thome that was fought between French people and between the army of this person Anuruddin. So that was very easy one for the French disciplined army. If I am saying disciplined, it means I am saying there are only 500 to 1000 soldiers from the French side, and there are more than 10,000 from the Indian army. But still French army won this thing. That's why I said this is very important person, Dupleix. The policies, the how he actually what I'll say managed everything. If I'll say regarding the war, how he like created everything, that was at that time also and still now also it's very heads off. So you must have seen a movie that's 300. How 300 warriors actually fought the battle and how they actually proved them. So same thing happened in this battle, the battle of Saint Thome. The French, having very disciplined army, with the help of that disciplined army, only few hand of soldiers, say 500 to 1000 soldiers, they fought against like like 10,000 of 10,000 Indian army soldier, or I can say soldier under the Anuruddin, and won the battle, and they created what? History. Very important. They created the history. So now actually now the whole picture came uh, in the favor of French. Earlier they were ready to give it to Anuruddin. Then Anuruddin rejected the proposal given by the Dupleix. Then Anuruddin and the Dupleix, they again fought a battle. Definitely, if Anuruddin was there into the picture, Britishers were definitely supporting Anuruddin only. So later on, Anuruddin got defeated, and again the area of this Madras captured by the French people, by the French army. But there was a treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle, or this is the name of the city, Aachen. Aachen is a city on the tripartite boundary, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Belgium and Germany. It's a place in Germany itself. In Germany itself, Aachen. So in this place there is a treaty occurred between French and English people. And what was the cause of the treaty? The cause of the treaty: all colonies back to the owner. Whatever the colony is captured by some other colonial, that colony will be granted back to the owner, original owner, whosoever is there. So under that term and treaty, Englishers got what they have lost, and French got what they have lost, and same thing happened. So French gave up gave up Madras and gave it to English people. But in return, what they got? They also got their territories in North America. Few territory that has been captured by the Britishers in North America. Those were territory of French. So they got it back. So I will say the first war, this Carnatic War, That was somehow the maiden war for French and for the English people, because this war started for some reason and later ended in some other reason, and nothing no side got any kind of benefit. French got whatever they had, and same thing happens with the Britishers. So this was the first Carnatic War, my dear students. In next classes, I will discuss about the second and third Carnatic War. If you have any doubt in this video lecture, so kindly comment me, ask me. I am there to share my information to you people only. And I'm just giving few seconds to you. You can take a note of, or you can go for a, like last click of that. Thank you so much.